Hey guys, Coffee here. Today I wanted to talk about the Soul Shield. One of the biggest questions that I see brand new level 45 characters asking about is the recommended Soul Shield for them and what the Soul Shield's all about. First, a little overview of the Soul Shield. It is what is going to give you the majority of the HP that you have on your character, as well as what is going to give you a large amount of your stats. When it comes to the Soul Shield, you notice there are 8 different pieces on them, and the number 8 piece is actually going to have the highest amount of total stats over any other piece, so it goes up with 1 being the least and with the 8 being the most. With this, so if you're looking at any set or at any given set, the number 8 piece is always going to be the one that has the highest amount of any one particular stat. So if you're looking for things to fuse your Soul Shield, for example, the number 8 pieces are going to be the ones that you're going to want to use. The next thing in regards to the Soul Shields is each piece will have its own individual stats that all add up, as well as the Soul Shields themselves have set bonuses that you can be aiming for and that you get rewarded with by creating one of the sets. For a fresh level 45 character, the easiest Soul Shield to go ahead and get as you first hit 45 is going to be the Moonwater Soul Shield. From here, you're going to be able to just get a nice, decent set that's going to basically be better than anything you could have possibly gotten up to that, and that will be what you're going to use while you farm your second set, which you're going to have a couple options for what you can do for that. The first option is you can actually go to Misty Woods, and you'll see down here down at the Talus forward base, you can farm PvP badges. Those are going to be these right here, so either Crimson Legion or Cerulean Legion insignias. It takes 150 of them to get the full PvP Soul Shield, and you can see that here. The Moonwater Arena is the PvP set, and it is going to be a very high HP, so very defensive Soul Shield set. So it's not going to be necessarily the fastest for your PvE clears, but for when you're doing newer content that you want to be slightly more forgiving, it will help you there. The one that I would recommend for most players, though, starting out after they do hit 45 and pick up the Moonwater Shield set, is actually going to be from farming Black Ram 6-man, which for most players, the Black Ram supply chain, they will be able to just do this through the cross-server dungeon. The majority of the people that you will be running these parties with will be people that will just be doing their dailies, so you will be able to get pretty much every piece of your Soul Shield for just 1 copper. On top of that, you can get the drops at from the end chest from Pohar and from the daily quests as well. And once you have that Soul Shield, that will give you everything you need in order to farm Mushin's Tower and Bloodshade Harbor once you start to get your weapon leveled up as well. I have another guide that I'll be posting here soon in regards to the recommended upgrades for your gear, your weapon, your gems, everything like that. So once you do get your full Black Ram supply chain Soul Shield, what you're going to want to aim for on every piece of that Soul Shield is every single piece can get critical as the main stat. Pretty much if you're looking for a PvE Soul Shield, you're going to be looking to maximize the crit on every single piece that you can. For your first set that you are getting from Black Ram, I recommend just trying to get crit on every piece you can. Don't worry about trying to get the max crit roll on anything. The one piece out of that set that cannot get crit is the number 3. So while you are doing your dailies, in the meantime, if you do get a Bloodshade number 3 in interim, or a Mushin's Tower number 3, you can gladly use that. The 8-piece bonus on the Bloodshade Harbor, or on the Poe, will give you a nice piercing bonus, so that will help your clear times as well. And after you have finished that and you start to farm Bloodshade Harbor and Mushin, you will actually be able to get critical on every single piece of gear. And this is where you're going to start seeing the larger increases in stats, because you'll start running into a lot of the pieces will actually have main stat critical. And from here, these are actually the max crit rolls on every single piece, and you can see here that it ends up bringing my crit almost to 60%. And for me, I haven't bothered going through the most expensive enchants that I can for all of the Soul Shield pieces, because with Naryu Harbor, or with Naryu Labyrinth that comes out on the 2nd, we're going to get some more upgrades to the Soul Shields as well. For newer players that do not have the funds to necessarily be using soul stones on every single fusing, I highly recommend the Elite Critical Soul Shield number 8 pieces. Either the number 8s or the number 7s. I highly suggest you fuse your gear with these, because if you were to go fuse using one of these, it's only going to cost you 8 silver and a few dust, as opposed to if you go and attempt to fuse using a piece of purple gear, then it's going to actually require you to use soul stones for the craft. So instead of spending 9 or 10 silver per fuse attempt, you're actually going to be spending nearly 60 silver. So fusing all of your gear with the Elite Critical 8s will actually give you a nice about 400 crit between all the pieces. You can kind of aim for 50 plus on all of them. It can give up to 78 on these, but if you're getting above 50, I would be happy with those. Just because otherwise it can get kind of expensive for a soul shield that you're going to be replacing shortly after. And yeah, after that, I will go ahead and I'll post a list with the exact perfect stats on every soul shield piece that you can be looking for at endgame. And for that, you're going to be wanting to use the 5-piece Mushin with the 3, 5, and 7 piece from Bloodshade Harbor. That will give you the 200 defense buff from the Mushin, and then you'll get the accuracy buff and the Thrasher Howl buff from Bloodshade Harbor. That will also give you the maximum amount of crit that you can get on every single piece. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them below, and thanks for watching.